When you think about technology, you've probably heard about the difference between Microsoft and Apple. Apple built its own private ecosystem. Everything is designed by one company to work perfectly together, but with limited choices. Microsoft, on the other hand, built its success on integration. Their platform works with hardware and software from many manufacturers, giving you flexibility, choice, and scalability. Physical security works the same way. Aiphone makes high-quality security communication systems and access control devices. Genetec offers a powerful open security platform that integrates with many manufacturers, including Aiphone. And that's exactly what we're showcasing today. Two industry leaders teaming up together to provide customized integrated security solutions. We've prepared multiple demos, which is why we're here at the Genetec headquarters in Montreal. Everything you'll see today has been carefully designed within Genetec's Security Center platform, giving us the perfect playground to demonstrate exactly how these integrations perform in real-world scenarios. And if you didn't know, Genetec Security Center is a unified security platform combining video surveillance, access control, and communications into one intuitive interface. It is an open platform that allows integration with devices from various manufacturers like Aiphone. And specifically today, we'll demonstrate integration using three key devices from Aiphone: the IXDVM, which is an IP video door station with touchless sensor, the IXDVF, a flush mount IP video door station, and the IXDVF2RA, a SIP-compatible IP video emergency station. While we are only using these three products, Aiphone has a wide range of security communication available that could be used as well. Now, for the demo, we are using a school environment, but everything we show today can be applied to hospitals, airports, malls, you name it. Essentially, any industry can benefit from its capabilities. So now we're inside Security Center, and as you can see, Genetec set us up with a nice 3D view of a school environment. And what I like about this is that inside this layout, you're able to see all the different products you have installed. For example, at the main entrance, so right here, we have the IXDVM from Aiphone. A little further up, we have the IXDVF2RA as an emergency station. And inside, well, we have the IXDVF, again, to use inside of the school. And if we had also cameras on the layout, well, we would be able to click on them and monitor straight from this view. Now we're jumping on the 2D map, because here, to the school environment, you can see the different zones. So we have the cafeteria, teacher's room, main entrance, library. And what's nice about this is that all the devices are selected by zone. So for example, in my main entrance, I have my IXDVM. On the teacher's room, I have different speakers, and I can actually use Sipelia to communicate through them to specific zones. Now, Sipelia is Genetec's communication management module that is integrated within Security Center. So this module provides the unified SIP-based audio and video communication capabilities of this platform. So now, to access Sipelia, you need to click on the green phone on the top right of your screen. When you open it, you have all the different stations that are connected to your school. And as you can see with the green color, it means that this intercom or speaker is online. Now, if someone goes away, it can change the color to yellow. If someone is busy, it can even go to red. But now for this demo, we'll focus on the main entrance. So if I call the main entrance, so I come to the school, I press on the IXDVM, well, the call goes directly on the interface. So even if I'm using an Aiphone product, it goes through Sipelia. So I can take the call from there, and here I can even monitor the person on the front screen. On the 2D map, it is reflected that on the main entrance, I'm currently on a call, so people would know that someone is there. But when we're talking about integrations, it's about all those small details. So when I open the window, I have a second camera view. So the first one comes from the IXDVM, so I can identify the person in front. But to have a better context of the situation, I can access from the same interface to a second camera that let me analyze what's going on around this individual. Now, once I have confirmed his identity, again, from this panel right here, I can unlock the door. So I click here, and as you can see, the door was manually unlocked and it's reflected on the 2D map. Now, we're going to repeat this situation, but with some changes. So I press the IXG VM at the main entrance, but now the personnel that is supposed to welcome me and access it is not at his desk. But in this situation, we configured it so that after 10 seconds, if the call is not answered on the interface, it can be answered through the Genetec app. So I open the app and I'm able to monitor the person on front of the main entrance. And I'm also able to unlock the door directly from the app. So I'm able to do exactly the same thing we saw on the interface, but using the mobile application from Genetec. So whether you're there or not, you're still able to manage what you have inside of your school. Now again, we're inside a school environment and there's a lot of things that can happen. So imagine that. Kids are playing outside and it's time to go back in, but one kid is missing. Now, the teacher that is in charge of the kid can reach to an emergency station to ring the security. And to this alarm, you can also use a third-party light that can be activated at the same time, so it creates a visual aid to announce the emergency. Now, when we look at the Aiphone catalog, you also have access to an emergency tower that have a light embedded and also an arm to connect the camera and actually monitor the situation. So now, one kid is missing and the teacher pressed the emergency button.
The call from the parking lot emergency station. School security.
So as you can see, this is a rapid response system alert that the security personnel will be alerted quickly. There's a lot of things happening. You have your light. On the screen itself, you have a red outline to showcase that this is an emergency. And not only that, even though I'm still on the call with the main entrance, I have a critical call coming. So when you answer this critical call, it brings out one of the main highlights for me, which is mission control. So it all happened, right? It was the first day on the job. We kind of memorized yes and no what to do. And it's normal. We're humans, so it's normal to forget some things. And this is what mission control does. It's provide you with a standard operating procedure, which is essentially a step-by-step guide that helps operator respond consistently and correctly to an incident. So now I open mission control. As you can see here, I have an emergency call that is a priority critical. So I click on it to open it and it will show on the right side of my screen. So now I need to follow the steps. First step is to confirm if this is a real emergency. Now I'm still on the call with the teacher, so I'm able to communicate with her and understand the situation. So, okay, there is a missing kid. This is a real emergency. So I can click on yes. And then step 2, well, first one, I need to trigger an emergency PA. So a public address will go through all the different Aiphone intercom I have installed through the school at the same time to let everybody know that there is an emergency going on. So I click on the horn on the top right. I select my action and I can execute it.
Attention please. This is a code yellow emergency. Security personnel, please respond immediately.
So now the school is aware that this is a yellow emergency, but not only that, as soon as the teacher presses the emergency button, there's a communication to all security personnel to understand where the emergency came from. So they can all gather to this situation and help out this situation in a more concrete way. Now, my next step here would be to call the authorities. And once this is done, I can click on done and do the step number 3, which is document the incident. And from there, I can add a comment. So for example, we found the missing child, so I can enter it here. And I can complete my report. So as I complete my report, the red outline disappears, the red light closes, and the event is resolved. And now I can go back to the incident report to actually see what really happened. So going inside the incident report, I can see that there was an emergency call about the missing child at a set time during a set day. And all the procedure is listed on the right side. Now, the goal here is to understand the flow of the action, because again, if I'm a new user, I can see the different steps that I took and how long I spent on them. So if you want to change the flow of your SOP or just discuss with your employees that maybe one specific step wasn't clear enough for them, this is a way to improve the SOP, and so that if you have new employees or even current one can actually work better in those steps and make sure that the emergencies are resolved as quick as possible. Now, I want to go back about the public address because we did it through a hot action, but it also happened during the emergency. But again, there was a lot of things going on, so maybe you didn't hear it clearly. But the way we configured it, we did a text-to-speech. So we wrote something, programmed it inside Security Center, and it was able to be broadcast with Sepelia through the Aiphone intercoms. And this is part of the Sepelia module. So it's not an add-on that you need to buy, it just comes with Sepelia. Not only that, but you can speak through a microphone, and you can also use pre-recorded message. And another thing to note is that those pre-recorded messages are on the server, because most manufacturers have them on the speaker, but this makes it hard to manage and play in a sync, because then you have to manage every speaker to play the same message at the same time. In that case, since it's server-based, well, when I press play on the message, it goes through all the school, through all the devices at the same time. And there is no real limitation when you think about storage. If you want to have 1,000 pre-recorded messages, this is something you can do. It's all a matter of the size of your hard drive. And also, depending on your server configuration, you can use different languages for your text-to-speech. So here in this use case, we use the English language, but you could also use French or even Japanese. So we discussed public address and what you can do with them in Sepelia, but through the 2D map, I think it visually helps to understand how it works, because you can make them as well in specific zones. So if something happens in the teacher's room, you can have a PA that goes through only the devices, so only the intercoms that are inside the teacher's room. And you can also assign users to a PA. So that means that teachers that are using this specific zone can have the Genetec app, and the PA will be played through their phone if an emergency happens. In this way, everybody stays connected and are able to receive the appropriate information. And once it's configured, as you can see, we used it in a hot action, so you don't need to redo the configuration. You just click on it and you're able to play it back. You can also configure an event to action to trigger the PA from any event that happened through the security platform, and it will be able to be played through your Aiphone intercoms. In many cases, project managers struggle with integrating multiple products from different brands, piecing together separate solutions instead of choosing fully integrated options under a unified application. The scenarios we demonstrated today clearly show the power of true integration. Remember, while video can give you a visual perspective, audio provides essential context, enabling faster and more effective decision-making. So it's not about a single device, it's about a complete solution, and as you saw, I stayed on the same platform the entire time using different Aiphone intercoms, monitoring cameras, reviewing call reports, all seamlessly within one interface. This is what makes a solution truly great. Guys, I'm Jeremy from People Systems. See you on the next one.